Good afternoon, friends. Good to see you all again. So we are here in the Battle Maison, and let's start by changing the music. I have no idea what any of these are, and the music didn't actually change, so I'm wondering if it's just like the battle music then. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started then. So off screen, actually, I think it was yesterday, I got the single battle streak up to 18, so we have 2 more to go. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 members of our team for the next 2 battles, and then obviously take a break in real life. And I guess I have a 48 streak to do, so that's going to take a while, but I'll watch some TV or something when I go through it, and hopefully not lose and have to restart. Because I really want to get that done so we can unlock the last portion of the game. So I'm going to enter Dan, Eve, and Lily, and we'll save Ford, Ava, and Slate for the next 2 battles. I did buy a choice specs for Dan. Um, like I said before, I don't mind using kind of those special items for like the battle tower, or in this case the battle Maison. And I figure for Dan it makes a lot of sense too. Um, Eve still has her Mystic Water because I don't really have a better item for that. Maybe Leftovers, maybe Life Orb, but I think the Mystic Water is probably just the best way to go, since she only has the 1 stab move. Um, and then of course Lily has her Life Orb still. Alright, so Dan is up. Let's go ahead and use Boom Burst and see what these choice specs can do. Alright, I feel like a Boom Burst with a choice specs from an Exploud should be like a Z move that should go right through the Protect, but at least deal some damage, but apparently it's not how it works, so we'll just have to use it twice. Alright, so far so good. Wigglytuff, another Pokemon that takes neutral damage from Boom Burst, so that's what we'll do. And we are faster, also good news. If these go really quickly, I might end up, I don't know, we'll see. I might end up showing a few more battles as we get closer to 50. Because so far this one has been super fast. Apparently I should have given Dan, oh, not quite a knockout though, so it shows even with choice specs, the Pokemon is EV trained as that one probably is. Then it can survive. And I'm tempted to use another move, but I can't because I'm locked in. That's the nature of the choice specs. Alright, I figure worst case scenario, if they bring up like a ghost type, I can just switch out to like Eve and then, bring an Expelled later if needed, so. Alright, well, that is it for the warm-up. Time to face the battle Chatelaine. Hopefully she'll be just as easy. But I wouldn't mind a bit of a challenge, you guys know me. Don't think we've met her yet. It's yellow here. Here she comes, Battle Chatelaine Nita. Hello, how are ya? In good form? I'm Nita, welcome to the Battle Maison pet. I've not been in Hoenn in ages. Sure, I may be the youngest of us 4 Battle Chatelaine sisters, but I'm still a class trainer. I've been an owner of this Battle Maison this long time. Honestly, I'm not telling fibs. I'd be in charge of the single battles myself. Would you do me a favor, a bit of a match? You will, Gran, and let's begin at once. Alright, let's get to it then. Enough yapping. Definitely a very sunny outfit, and a Wigglytuff. Well, seen one Wigglytuff, you've seen them all, right? So hopefully this one will also succumb to a Boom Burst. Here's our fancy contest bow, as always. Alright, here we go. I'm actually most worried I'm going to like forget I have this thing and click the wrong move at first and then be locked into it. Focus Blast. This one was a little more defensive and had some pretty good moves. I'm curious what Focus Blast would have done. I feel like we might have been able to survive. I guess I also could have gone with Assault Vest. That would have been a good bet as well. But luckily we didn't need to run that experiment because one of the downsides of Focus Blast is that it can miss. It is only, I think, 110 base power instead of 120 in this generation. And moving forward, so I feel like Dan probably could have survived it. Ah, Hypnosis. That's not good. It is very fast, and even though Hypnosis only has a 60% chance to sleep, looks like her luck has evened out a little bit there. Alright, the question is, what is Purugly going to do? Dream Eater, okay, didn't expect that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it because it's not a stab attack, and I'm not weak to it, so... Yeah, it's doing some damage, and it would be healing Purugly if it had taken damage, but... Come on, Dan. Oh, no! Um, I might regret this. Let's give it a shot. Probably doesn't know two psychic type attacks, and hopefully it's going to use Dream Eater again, and I'll be awake this time. Yes, okay, sweet. I was worried it might switch it up just for the last turn. Alright, well, we have a Life Orb, but nothing is super effective. Let's just use Petal Dance, because we might be locked into it, but if the, oh, good avoid, okay. So once again, getting a little bit of luck here. But, I mean, Hypnosis does not have the best accuracy anyway. And if your next Pokemon resists a grass move, then, you know, whatever. But it doesn't, okay. So it is faster. Ooh, with the Life Orb damage, that would probably be a knockout. Honestly, probably would have been either way, but it would be unfortunate if it was the result of a knockout. Okay, let's bring in Dan here. Now the downside is we could use any move we want to. We could use Shadow Ball, but Boom Burst will be more effective. Let me just, I don't think Grumpig has like soundproof or anything, but I don't want to like lose to something silly like that. So now he can do Thick Fat, Own Tempo, or Gluttony. So please be faster. No, it's faster, and it will probably knock me out here. So, oh wow, guys. Okay, here we go. E versus Grumpig, and I kind of wish it's probably. Is he faster? He's probably faster. I kind of wish I had Mirror Cope. I think it's only a breeding move. So here we go. Oh, it is faster, and it knows Energy Ball. That's probably going to do more than half. Yep. I wonder if Leftovers. No, Leftovers wouldn't have been enough, so it wouldn't have mattered. And didn't even do half. Well, alright, so forget the 50th battle, we're going to lose this one. I mean, I did use kind of I don't say my weaker half of the team, but not the stronger half, I would say. But I really thought it would go a little better than that, so I think that's our first loss, actually. But have it be in the Battle Maison, where things are all kind of, you know, evened out, and, you know, their Pokemon, I believe, are EV trained. I can live with that, so, oh, that's a shame, but no, I'm not going to save the loss. Alright, well, in that case, I will get right back to where we were, and I will see you guys again in a couple minutes. Alright, we are back, attempt number 2. Here we go. Took a few hours to get back up to the Battle Chatelaine. I was playing other stuff as well, though, so it's now a little after dinner time. But let's see how this goes. I really was hoping to get to the final one tonight and battle the Pokemon League again, but looks like that might not happen. Maybe tomorrow night. Not going to read her text again, of course. Alright, here we go. I am actually, to be honest, a little worried. Not so much about this battle, although a little there as well, but more so about her rematch after 50 consecutive wins. Even getting 50 consecutive wins is going to be really hard. Actually, full disclosure, I lost a battle before you started here. I don't know why I didn't hit the versus recorder thing, just force of habit, but it was I was against a Magcargo which used Shell Smash, and that made it really fast and really powerful. Sorry about that, bit of a technical issue there. Anyway, the Magcargo, it used Shell Smash, and I was locked into Boom Burst from defeating the first Pokemon. I Boom Bursted Magcargo just to let Dan faint. That was when it Shell Smashed, finished him off, and then I think finished in a one-shot Earthquake Metagross off, which was really surprising. And then that just left Ava, who was able to survive a Stone Edge even after the Shell Smash, and finish it off with Earthquake. And her last Pokemon, or his last Pokemon, whoever the trainer was a Persian. And I tried to use Roost to heal back up. It used Taunt. It's like, oh, if I had just used Return, I would have been fine. So it used Slash, and I actually lived with like, it was less than 10 HP. It was in the single digits. I used Return, and I got a critical hit. That's what it was. I got a critical hit. I knocked it out, and I was like, oh my god, yes, a crit. And its Rocky Helmet defeated Ava, and because we both lost at the same time, that counts as a loss in the game. So anyway, it didn't work out well. Alright, so here we go. Wigglytuff is actually the one I didn't want to face. I would have been able to defeat Wigglytuff pretty easily with Metagross. But do I switch? It's probably going to use Focus Blast. I don't really want to take a Focus Blast with Metagross either. Let's just go for it. Hope I don't regret this. We are faster, that's right. I did look up Wigglytuff's speed is only base 45, so... Now it does have pretty good HP, I guess. So do we. Come on, Dan. Okay, whew, I was nervous for a second there. And what is going on here? Shell Bell, okay. That's not too worrisome, though. So Dan should at least take out Wigglytuff. Now the bad news is, her other two Pokemon both know Shadow Ball. I did look up her moveset, I figured that's fair. Honestly, I also am going to look up her moveset and Pokemon for the 50th battle as well, because I don't want to do 49 battles in a row and then go in totally blind. I want to kind of maximize my chances of success there. Sort of like I did with the Battle Tower before. Alright, well, I think pretty likely here we're just going to die to, yeah. Oh, sweet, to round. Okay, I was going to say to any move, but I guess, again, being the youngest, she didn't know about Soundproof, so maybe Soundproof is going to be our saving grace here? One can hope. Alright, so are we faster than Grumpig? I don't think we were, right? No, we're not. And Grumpig is not, not the best Pokemon in the world, but it is also not to be underestimated, so... and it does know Shadow Ball. What I'm really hoping is that Slate can survive a Shadow Ball, but do I go for... I guess there's not a reason to go for the Speed Boost, it's her last Pokemon, right? So... Alright, here we go. Meteor Mesh is the way to go. Maybe an attack boost would be nice, but really if we just survive the Shadow Ball and get off some good damage, that would be great. Okay, we did survive. And okay, that 1% chance of missing still makes me a little nervous. Alright, not quite a knockout. I mean, there's nothing we can really do except die to the Shadow Ball now, but I'm not going to switch an Ava because then I would definitely lose, but okay. So, I don't think it knows anything that's super effective against Ava, at least not after we Mega Evolve. We have to know a Steel, Psychic, Ice, or Fairy, right? It doesn't. I don't think it knows any of those. So we're going to Mega Evolve and use Return. So we kind of got lucky there, because I guess... Well, no, we didn't, really, because her Purugly... Okay, Power Gem would have been super effective, but not after the Mega Evolution. And because it's a special move, it didn't even do that much. Whew, there we go. So Purugly only knew Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Round, and Shadow Ball. Round and Shadow Ball, for different reasons, don't affect Exploud, which means the only choice it really had was to put me to sleep and then use Dream Eater. So, but if it did that, I could have switched anyway, and I don't. It's maybe saved Dan for later, although it would have been asleep. But that's probably what she should have done. But I guess the AI wasn't programmed to recognize Soundproof, which is interesting. What if it would have kept using Round ad infinitum then? Alright, so now the true challenge begins, which I will do, of course, off-screen. I'm not going to save that one. I guess I should in case the video crashes or something, but hopefully it doesn't happen. Alright, so I will start grinding up the super single battle challenge, and I'll see how it goes. If things start getting really tough, I might end up training a different team that's like EV trained, or I might train up a team that's kind of geared towards the final team, just because I really want to beat this, but I want to beat it more to get to the rest of the game. I could face the Pokemon League now, it's not a prerequisite, but it is a prerequisite for the toughest battle in the entire game, which I definitely want to do with our real team. So, I'd love to do this with our real team, but if the odds of it happening are going to be so small, or if I'd have to like use those berries and reduce their EVs and EV train them, I don't really want to mess with our normal team. I want to keep them as they are. So if it seems like things are getting really tough and really iffy, then, or if I lose, then I might train like a different team off screen. What that'll be, I have no idea, but you guys know I like team planning, so should be fun. Anyway, that's it for now. See you all in a few. Hey everybody, so as you probably just saw, it has been about 16 months since I last played this game. It's actually been, let's see, I think it was July 25th, I checked before, when I recorded the last bit, and it is now, July 25th, 2020. It is now November 10th, 2021, so about 15 and a half months. I know I said see you in a few, but I didn't specify a few what, I guess. Anyway, since it has been a while since I played, and since I'm excited to get back into the swing of things here, I do want to spend just a quick minute to bring you guys up to speed with what I've been doing in the interim, some of which is relevant to the rest of the episode. So, the first thing I did when I ended the episode was I tried the Super Battle Challenge, or the Super Single Battle Challenge, with our regular team. And it quickly became apparent that because our team is not EV trained, it doesn't have like perfect IVs, and doesn't have the right natures, etc., that it was going to be extremely difficult to win essentially 50 battles in a row. I don't know if it's 50 or 30 more. I think it's 50 in total. I think you have to start again from the beginning. But it would have been very, very, very hard to win 50 battles in a row with those Pokemon. It would have taken a huge amount of luck. So what I decided to do, like I thought about before, was to make a team specifically for this challenge. And there are a few options when you're battling the Battle Maison. One is to sort of like exploit the AI using like Truant, and there's some strategies you can use if you want to just like beat it just to see the rest of the game. And like I said, you don't have to beat the Battle Maison to see the rest of the game, but there is a really cool boss fight you unlock if you do, which is why I'm doing this. But I didn't want to exploit the bad AI. I wanted to actually have a real challenge and a real fight. So I could have gone with like a Mega Kangaskhan, which is super overpowered but not banned in the Battle Maison. But for something a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting, I decided to train up. Wrong button. I'm a little rusty. Bear with me here. I decided to train up 3 of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon that we didn't get a chance to train in this Let's Play, namely Salomon, Gardevoir, and Agron. Not necessarily the best 3 for the Battle Maison, although they're all pretty strong in their own right, especially Salomon and Gardevoir, who is holding the Mega Stone to be Mega Gardevoir. And then Agron is kind of my my sort of last-ditch effort, where if I just need one more Pokemon to sort of finish off an opponent's third Pokemon. He can do a good job with that, and it also has pretty good resistances too. They cover each other fairly well overall. So after I stopped recording, I spent some time first IV breeding. I wasn't going to get too into it, but then the more I got into it, the more fun I was having, just sort of like watching TV or whatever I was doing while I was doing it, and hatching eggs and trying to get the perfect IVs. And I actually ended up getting some really good IVs for these guys. I'll introduce you to the team. I guess I can do it right now. But, well, let me go through the rest of what I was doing first, and then we'll go back to the team. So yeah, I IV bred them with good natures as well. I EV trained them, and right around that time when I was sort of getting ready to actually I did use them at the battle tower, and I got, I tried like once or twice, or 1 or 2 attempts, and one of them I got to like the low 40s, like 42, and ended up against a cool trainer or veteran trainer, whatever they call them, that had the 3 legendary Titans. And it turns out they are actually very effective against my team because they have such good defense, and I don't really have too much that's super effective against them. So they ended up beating me. I had to restart, which I did, and I got back to, I think, number 43, 44 out of the 50 in a row. And I was a little nervous at that point because I didn't want to lose enough to restart over again. And it was around that point that my solid state drive, my hard drive, basically crashed. Now, luckily, all of my files are on a different hard drive, so not the solid state drive, so that was okay. I didn't lose any files, but I did lose all the programs, including the program I used to run the capture card. So I got a new solid state drive. I had to figure out that. Luckily, there's a guy I contacted who had the codes. Anyway, it was all working. Had that figured out. Then I had some car issues. Ended up buying a new car. Then I had some other stuff going on in real life. Then I got playing Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, which I really didn't intend to get into, but I played a game of that, and the interest in that sort of bit me. So as you can probably see on the channel, I have tons of those up there. But and then I got busy with some good stuff in real life, which I won't get into. But anyway, long story short, here we are, a very long time later, but I am very excited to get back into this Let's Play and to finish it off. We really only have maybe 5 or 6 more episodes to go. But they should be really fun ones with a lot of really cool battles, some more legendary hunting, obviously finishing off the Battle Maison. I think this will be really exciting, so I'm really glad to be here to finish this up. And thank you guys for sticking around. If you've noticed that I've been spreading out the uploads, that's why. I knew that I wasn't making new ones, and luckily I had a huge backlog that I could burn through. But anyway, without any further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you guys to the team. So this is Salomon, who's really been the workhorse as I've been grinding up through the single battle challenge. So he knows Outrage, Earthquake, Flamethrower, and Dragon Dance, and is holding a Lumberry. The Lumberry serves 2 purposes. One is that if I get confused by Outrage, it'll remove the confusion, but also if I get a status effect while I'm using Dragon Dance to become very fast and very powerful, it'll cure that status condition so I can still do my sweep. So he's the one I've used the most. He's the lead. Gardevoir, and he's not in a... How is he in a Dusk Ball? I'm sure I bred him, because, let's see. IV-wise, I actually didn't... I'm sure I wrote down the IV somewhere, but it was, a year and a half ago. I couldn't find where I wrote it down. But I did do a calculator and found out that, at a minimum, he has a 29 HP IV, a 31, which is perfect attack EV, a 31 perfect speed IV, 26 special defense, and defense is only 4, so you can't win them all. But I'm pretty sure I bred him unless I got really insanely lucky, but I don't know why he's in a Dust Ball though. Is there a way to get a Dust Ball if they're bred? Who knows? Anyway, um, so then we have Gardevoir, which is holding the Gardevoir right to evolve into Mega Gardevoir. And she knows Hyper Voice, which becomes a Fairy type due to Mega Gardevoir's ability Pixelate and gets a 30% boost. Psychic for stab, and then Focus Blast and Thunderbolt for coverage. So just another very powerful Pokemon, a special attacker. Her and Salomons have pretty good coverage together. And let's see, her IVs, in case you're curious. Oh, Salomons is IV or EV trained in attack and speed, and has an adamant nature for some more power. Because after a Dragon Dance, he will outspeed almost everything, even with a neutral speed nature. Gardevoir has a timid nature for some extra speed, since she does not have a speed boosting move. And of course, special attack and speed are maxed out in terms of the EVs. Her IVs also 29 HP, which again makes me think that it came from breeding. Only 17 defense, but then a perfect 31 in special attack, special defense, and speed. And lastly, but certainly not least, maybe least, but still formidable, is Agron, who I do remember I spent some time really debating what build I wanted to go on with an Agron. I really wanted to use Agron because it's a cool Pokemon, and I've always wanted to train one, but I was thinking, do I try to use like Sturdy plus, what's it called, Rock Polish to get really fast? That was one of the attempts, but in the end I decided, let's go with a Choice Scarf, which still actually makes him surprisingly fast for an Agron. And then with Iron Head and Rock Slide, I can start flinching right out the gate, which is really nice. And then I have Sturdy, which means he can't be knocked out in one hit, which means that even if the opponent is faster, or if they're slower but they survive a hit, which they usually do because he's not super powerful, I get 2 chances to attack. So he's been a really good sort of revenge killer, and just kind of an extra backup Pokemon in case things go south. Earthquake and Superpower are just some good coverage moves that I taught him. Let's see, Agron is jolly because he could really use all the speed he can get, being a rather slow Pokemon to start, only 50 base speed, and then into attack, obviously, to do the most damage. He has either a 30 or 31 HP IV, 31 attack, 31 special defense, 31 speed. I had to do a lot of chain breeding too to get some of these IVs when I got the perfect ones shared between Pokemon. I won't go into the details of breeding, one because I don't really remember too much about it, but it gets complicated if you really get into it. Only 2 defense, which is not great, but like I said, you can't win them all. Anyway, you guys didn't come here to listen to me talk about the team all day, so let's go ahead and do some battling. So what I've done is I defeated the first 48 trainers. I have 2 more to go, and I really hope that we beat them. So just let me do a mental check here. I don't think there's anything else. They're all healed up. They have their items. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I probably will change Agron's item after this battle, but I'll explain more about that as we go. Alright, so we would like to do a super single battle. Yes, and she should tell me I have a 48 win streak. Yep, there we go. Alright, I'm a little nervous because it really depends on who we face against as to how difficult this one's going to be. I do know the Pokemon that the battle Chatelaine has, the boss, at level 50. So I did kind of, I don't know if that's cheating. If you consider that cheating, then I cheated. But otherwise, if I didn't look up the Pokemon that the enemies had, this would be even more difficult, and it would take me even longer. So while I am enjoying this and the difficulty, I also would like to get back to like the main game at some point. It's been too long. So I want to make this kind of a challenge without making it something that I'm just like relying too much on luck and attempting this 50 battle chain again and again and again. This is at least like the 3rd streak I've had that is 20 plus. And the second I've had this was in the 40s. Okay, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Alright, here we go. Now, Bulbapedia Online does have a list of all the trainers you can face and what Pokemon they might have, as well as all the Pokemon that any of those trainers might use and like the breakdown. So you can kind of figure out pretty well what your opponent might have. So it's going to be important that we look at who the name is of the person we're facing. Alright. My Pokemon are all extremely rare ones that I acquired on the black market. And he is... oh, he looks formidable. Owner Galton. Okay, if he's an owner, he's probably one of the people you only face in the 40s in the streak, which makes him pretty formidable. Let me just do a Control F search here for Galton. That was my little ding, in case you're wondering. Okay, no, so he's actually one of the ones you can face at what is that, the 30s or the 40s, I guess? Yeah. So that means he might not be as strong as some of the like veterans or ace trainers we could have faced. So that's good news. We've gotten a little bit lucky in that regard. But that doesn't mean this is going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Medicham. Okay, Medicham is tough. It's very powerful. Luckily, Salomon has the ability Intimidate, which will lower its attack by 1 stage. So that's good news. Now, Medicham is base speed 80. The thing is, too, I haven't been playing Pokemon in this intervening period, so my memory and knowledge is all really cloudy now. I don't know or remember nearly as much as I did for the first part of this Let's Play. So please forgive me if I make stupid mistakes or bad decisions. I'm going to do the best I can here. So Medicham should be slower, but let's be a little bit cautious. Okay, so I'm going to open up the page on Galton, and I think, well, let's see. It'll probably tell me exactly what his Medicham knows, although the page is taking a little bit to load. Okay. There's a couple different owners you can face. That's why the name is really important. Okay, so this Medicham is holding a Life Orb and knows High Jump Kick, Psycho Cut, Fake Out, and Detect. I don't see any way, especially after... Also, it might not have Pure Power, which is the ability that makes its attack really good. It might have Telepathy. I don't remember what Telepathy does. Let me just... To be extra cautious, I don't have to do 48 battles again. Oh, it's just a double battle thing. It doesn't really matter in this case. Okay. He's probably going to use Fake Out regardless, but I think we're pretty safe to Dragon Dance, which will set me up for... It makes this match a little... This match off versus Medicham a little bit more risky than just using Outrage, which would probably kill it. But it'll set me up for success, hopefully, against the other two. Okay, this is actually really good, because he wasted a turn detecting instead of doing damage. There was also that chance as well. Okay, so now we're in a really good spot. Outrage and maybe even Earthquake would beat it. I could run the damage calc. I also have a damage calculator open for the final battle, because I really don't want to lose. Alright, let me be a little bit cautious here. I hope you guys will forgive me. This will only take 30 seconds or so. So if I say I am facing off against a level 50, and you could really like see what their IVs all and are. I can't even talk. Their IVs and all are. It's also after midnight, so forgive me if I'm a little bit tired, but I really want to get back into this. And it's not letting me... Okay. Medicham. There we go. Level 50, okay. Now assuming it has like standard IVs, if I have +1 attack on Salamence, I mean it depends on a lot of things about the Medicham's build, but probably Earthquake has a like 31% chance to knock it out, so let's not rely on it, let's just go for Outrage. And then if things work out well, this is going to look really, really easy. We might just like sweep the whole team with 3 Outrages, which I've done in some of these battles, which is great. But if things go south, it could be bad. But this is why Salomon is such a great lead. If he can get that nice Dragon Dance under his belt and get Outraging, there are not a ton of Pokemon that can withstand that. You'd have to have something that'd be either really defensive, or a Steel type, or a Fairy type. Or something that's faster after a Dragon Dance, which is not a lot. Alright, so that only lasted 2 turns, but this is why the Lumberry comes in. And Toxicroak, I'm not too worried about Toxicroak. It might Sucker Punch me or Fake Out or something. I don't think there's any reason not to use... I mean, any move should kill it. Let's use Outrage. Earthquake should kill it too, but maybe it's holding an Air Balloon. I think it would say it was holding an Air Balloon if it was holding an Air Balloon. Alright, so this was actually what appeared to be a fairly easy battle, but it very much could have gone the other way. You and your Pokemon are nice. Trade Pokemon with me. I don't think I will. I mean, yours are cool too, dude, but I like mine. Alright, so we are going to take a real quick break just because I would like to buy a different item. Okay, I would like to, take a break. Yes. Alright, so the Battle Chatelaine has the 3 legendary Djinns, or the Weather Tree, or whatever they're called. Landorus, Tornadus, and Thundurus. And 2 of those 3, Landorus and Thundurus, will be faster than Agron even with the Choice Scarf. So it's not really the best item for him to have. Whereas I ran some damage calcs, and I think the Choice Band actually will get me some Like the increased damage will possibly make a difference on the matchups, assuming we actually end up using Agron, which, you know, we might. This could be a very hard battle. Where is the choice band? Oh, wrong person. I want this one. So I'm gonna go with the choice band. I could also do like Assault Vest, because they might use like a super effective move, and then Sturdy will survive, and then, not Assault Vest, Weakness Policy, which basically doubles your attack and special attack when you are hit by a super effective move. But I think that the guarantee +1 from choice band is probably going to be better. Also, I have like a bazillion battle points from all these challenges, so I'm not too worried about spending 48 battle points on this. I don't think we have choice band yet in this Let's Play. I honestly don't remember, because, well, obvious reasons. Alright, Agron, let's switch your item here. Hopefully this doesn't bite me, but because the thing about Tornadoes is that even if I go second, I can survive one hit, assuming I'm at full health with Sturdy, and then I can one-hit KO it with a Rock Slide guaranteed from if it's choice band. I think without the choice band, it might not be guaranteed. I feel like it should be, but is it not alphabetized because I didn't resort it? Is that why? Yep, that's why. Alright. Yeah, I can real quick. I'm just curious now. Let me just quickly run the damage calc. I do have everything already pre-programmed in, all my Pokemon. And the Battle Maisons as well, in case it matters. Alright, so Tornadoes. Yeah, actually, Rock Slide is not a guarantee. It's not going to knock it out at all, because her Tornadoes has no speed EVs, but does have HP EVs. So I need the choice band to knock it out in one hit. Also, even though it's slower, it could have the ability Prankster, which would mean some of its moves, its non-damaging moves, would go first. I'll explain that more when we get into the fight if it ends up being relevant. But all right, this boss has been in my imagination for the past year and a half, essentially. The gateway to break back into this game. If we don't beat her, then I'll have to, off screen, I'll have to go through 50 more battles again. It'll be faster this time because I'm ready to go. But I'd much rather just defeat her and move on with things. And I do apologize if I've been talking a lot in this one. I just have a lot on my mind from the transition here. The interregnum, you might say. Alright. I don't want to do something stupid like choose the wrong Pokemon. Okay, Salomons, Gardevoir, and they should still have their items, and Agron. Alright, here we go. My heart's not really pounding. I mean, it is normally pounding. It's beating, I should say, but it's not really pounding yet. I think because I feel prepared. Otherwise, I'd be a lot more nervous about this. And also, if we do lose, it'll give me a chance to get back into the game by doing some more practice off screen. But alright, here she comes, Battle Chatelaine Nita. Another little spin there. Hi, how are you? I'm Nita. Oh, how I've missed you, champion. Oh, me too, Nita. It's been a long time. The strongest trainer in all of Hoenn, is it then? At last I can go all out. So let's get cracking to it. Or on it. Prepare yourself. I have definitely prepared myself. Here we go. Let's see who she leads with. And it is Tornadoes. Okay. So, this is interesting, because Tornadoes is her most luck-based Pokemon. It can have one of two abilities, either Prankster or, I think Defiant is... Defiant! Yes! Oh! Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So, I keep getting Defiant and Justified confused as abilities. Justified means when Pokemon gets hit by a dark move, I think its attack increases. Defiant is different. It's more similar to Melodic's ability, which escapes me at the moment, where her special attack increases when any of her stats are lowered, or his. Can't remember if Melodic Eve is male or female, but so what Defiant does is whenever you lower one of its stats, in this case attack, it then gains 2 stages of attack. Luckily, Tornadoes is a special attacker, so in this case it doesn't actually matter. But I do need to be careful about intimidating her other Pokemon, because I think they can all have Defiant. But the good news is it doesn't have Prankster, which means I am just going to be faster. So let me remind myself of the damage calc here. Okay, so Outrage will not be a 1-hit KO. It'll do 82 to 98% because of the HP investment. Now he also can't one-hit knock out me without a crit, but because we can't knock it out either way, there's no reason not to use Dragon Dance, which might, just like the last battle, set us up for success. So again, this might turn out to just look super easy and be a nice easy sweep, but there are a lot of things that could go wrong where we could definitely lose this. So it might look a lot closer, or it might not look as close as it really is. All right, let's go for the outrage, see what happens. Now something that is interesting here, I'm having regrets right away from going for the outrage. A little bit. I wish I would have spent some more time thinking about that because, okay, this is fine, because Thundurus is going to be one-hit knocked out by this as well, I'm pretty sure. But now Landorus actually is faster because it's holding a Choice Scarf and has a 101 base speed as opposed to Salamon's 100. So even after this, it's still going to be faster than me. But the good news is we are no longer confused. We can use any move we want. So it's basically 3 versus 1 now. And this is actually really, okay, I think we won this battle because, unless like the game crashes or something. Because Landorus is holding Choice Scarf, which means it is locked into a move. It's probably going to use Extra Sensory, which is its best move against Salamon's. But even with a crit, I don't think he can knock me out. And Outrage is going to knock him out. So yeah, this actually ended up being super duper easy. But, well, it could flinch me here. So she does have a chance. Critical hit, but did not get the flinch. Would have been better for her to not get the crit, but to get the flinch instead. So, alright, that's it. So I know that, again, that looked super easy. We didn't even get to use Mega Gardevoir or Agron. I'm kind of disappointed in that, actually. I kind of wish I at least had a chance to use them. But, oh, I'm sorry I'm not reading this, by the way. I was excited, so I was going through it. You better come again, and no guff. Yeah, that kind of, I did not think they would be that easy, to be honest with you. Not, and again, they weren't that easy. It was a lot closer than it looked, but tons of battle points for that. Yeah, 50 BP, which is nice. Hey, and I get a statue erected in my honor. Very cool. I'm trying to think of what to do. Okay, you know what we can do? It won't be as cool as doing a battle against a battle mason. Oh, 51. You know what? Let's do it. If you guys want to stick around a little while, go into overtime in this episode. If you don't, feel free to fast forward. I'm not going to be doing anything else this episode, so you can go into the next one. I'm not sure what we'll be doing yet, but I guarantee it'll be fun. But I think doing this, I'm not even going to look up these. I'm not going to do any damage calcs. I'm not going to look up our Pokemon. I'm just going to go into it blind and see what happens, because this is more for fun than anything else. I'm going to keep going until we lose, because I don't see a reason not to. Yeah, let's do it and see what happens. We'll get to see Mega Gardevoir on screen and Agron, so that'll be fun. Battle Girl May. If we win this one, I might put the Choice Scarf back on, because I think that'll be better for Agron overall. Alright, Typhlosion, and we use Intimidate. Typhlosion might be a special attacker, it probably is. Yeah, I'm going to still play these as hard as I can, so we'll go fast, but I'm not going to like play stupidly just to show another Pokemon. Extra Sensory. Okay, did some damage, but we can probably use Earthquake. That should finish off Typhlosion. And I imagine these are going to be like only the difficult teams, although this one doesn't look too formidable. Like a lot of the people you face in the 40s. Let's use Outrage to make sure it's a knockout. Actually, you know what? Sawk might be able to have Sturdy as an ability. That might have been a bad call. Okay. They also, all the Pokemon in the battle Maison have random abilities, I'm pretty sure. So, like, because most Pokemon can have different abilities, whichever one they have is just, it's a toss-up. So that one might have had Sturdy, might have had something else. Okay, interesting. This Barnacle, whatever it's called, actually survived a +1 Outrage. And this is probably going to defeat Salomon, so hey, we'll get a chance to use another Pokemon. But I'm not too worried yet because I'm pretty sure everyone we have is faster than it. Let's bring out Agron. Now, if that Barbaracle had used Shell Smash, we could have been in a lot of trouble. Might have even been a loss, but he didn't, so we're okay. Good job, Agron. Alright, that's 51. Also, I kind of like the idea that this episode's going to be extra long, because it might mislead some of you guys to thinking like, oh, it's extra long, so he's not going to win against the Battle Chatelaine, and he'll splice in another attempt, but it's misleading. Would you like to put your challenge on hold? Yes, just for a second. I want to just switch the items out. I could also switch the order of Pokemon to make things a little more interesting. But I don't think I want to. If we win, like, say 55 in a row, I'll switch them up just to kind of just change things up a bit. And then I'll say if we do like 60, I might just end it, because that'll be plenty of time. Oh, wrong way. Okay, we're gonna back into battle. And super single battle, participate. Wonder if she faces you again at like number 100. Not that we're gonna get that far, but just want to double check I did give him the choice scarf, right? Yes, okay. Salomon's first, Gardevoir second, and Agron third. Alright. 9 battles to go, maybe less if we lose. Let's get to it. I'd almost rather lose just so this episode isn't super long. Okay, this might be a tough one, because this is a veteran, clearly. Or a Pokemon Ranger, actually, I think he is, but I think it's the same thing. I think he's one of the more advanced players who tend to use legendaries, I've noticed. No, not this guy. Alright, here comes Slowbro. And Slowbro is probably a special attacker, although it's more defensive. Now, it's going to be really interesting here. Now, it might have like Ice Beam or something, so... See, this is where normally I would look up to see what moves it has, what item it's holding, to give myself the best odds I can. But I really don't know what it's going to do. I'm going to switch out Salomon's here, because I'm afraid it might have like Ice Beam or something. But then is that bad to bring in Gardevoir and take a free Ice Beam before she's Mega Evolved? Risky, risky. I just have no idea what Slowbro's going to do. Let's switch and see what happens. Either way carries a lot of risk. I do know Thunderbolt, which is what I'm thinking, although actually Thunderbolt might not be as good as whatever. Hyper Voice. Okay, so we know its ability is own tempo, it can't be confused. Blizzard, okay. So I was thinking Ice Beam, but Blizzard would have been the same result. So she survived that pretty well and didn't get frozen, which is good. I panicked because I didn't see the Mega Evolution thing at the bottom, but I forgot it's actually in the battle screen. Okay, let me just do some quick math. Hyper Voice is base 90. Stab would be 135 times 1.3 is, it's too late to do math in my head, so let's enter in Google. 175, whereas Thunderbolt would be, I think Thunderbolt's 90 in this generation, right? See, I've forgotten everything now. Times 2 is 180, so it'd be just slightly better to use Thunderbolt. So let's use Thunderbolt. And we are faster because Slowbro, as the name implies, is fairly slow. And it's also a pretty bulky Pokemon, so this might not kill it. Trick Room, oh, it's going to use Trick Room, okay. Wonder if he has a slow team then, because... And some leftovers, it looks like. Because Trick Room, as you guys probably remember from the Trick guy in Mauville, makes Pokemon that are slower go first now. That's going to do a lot of damage. Okay. Didn't quite see how much, but it really doesn't matter because Slowbro is going down here. Alright. The good news too is because we switched out Salomon's, we can bring him back in for another Intimidate against a potential physical attacker. Like Chestnut, who I believe is usually a physical attacker. Now what's interesting here is this would be a really good matchup if it was normal speed conditions, because Hyper Voice and Psychic are both good against fighting types, which Chestnut is. But he's probably faster in the Trick Room, yeah. And Woodhammer is going to do a ton of damage being grass type, so the only bit of good news is he'll probably take some recoil damage from that, so that's something. And he probably doesn't know anything that's good against Salamence. So that's how many turns of Trick Room have there been? 2, I think, so far? I could bring an Agron, but ironically my Choice Scarf's going to work against me. I don't think I could really do much in retaliation, so I really want to Dragon Dance for when it wears off. But I don't know what he can do to me. What's that? Oh, White Herb. Okay, so now it's not reduced. That's lovely. Oh, you know, I do have Flamethrower. But Flamethrower is really not... It's more for Steel types, because yes, it's super effective. Alright, I'm not playing anything up. I was going to look up like Chestnut's defense, because I feel like it has pretty good defense too, which might affect my judgment. Also, is Trick Room 3? I think it's 5 turns for Trick Room, 3 for Tailwind, but I could be wrong. Let's just start outraging, just do some damage. Hammer Arm won't do much. I probably could have done a Dragon Dance in there. But that way if I can do some damage against this guy and the next one, then maybe Agron can finish them off, or maybe the Trick Room will wear off. We could definitely lose this one. Oh, Stone Edge. Why didn't he use that the first time? Maybe he was expecting a switch? Maybe he wanted to make sure he was slower with the Hammer Arm. Alright, so this is not good. Okay, Dimensions return to normal. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Right now, I'd say it could go either way. Because I'm Choice Scarfed, I'm going to be locked into one move. So I'll make it my Stab Ironhead. But it's going to depend what his last Pokemon is, whether or not I win this. If it's something I can just, like, you know, maybe flinch or... Oh, it didn't even knock it out. That's not good. That thing must be very defensive. Because now I've used my Sturdy, so we're probably going to lose this one. But, oh well. And its speed fell, ironically, because of the Hammer Arm. Alright, so unless this is something that, like, Ironhead is going to one-hit knockout, like, super effective against... Cradily. Ooh, maybe. It is super effective being rock type. It's rock and grass, but thing is, we're jolly. We're not adamant. I don't know. Cradily, I think, has some decent defenses. We could get the flinch chance though. Flinch, 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 flinch. No, didn't get the flinch. So, all right, that was just not quite a coin flip, but we had a 30% chance of winning that, 70% chance of losing. But yeah, is what it was. So as you can see, that's something that can happen to you in like any. You know, any of the 50 battles or the 49 battles leading up to the battle, Chatelaine. It does help a little bit though to look at their Pokemon and figure out what they have. That does help your decision making a lot. And I honestly, if I had looked up, I guess I'll save this. I don't know why. I don't know what we have currently saved. Like I might have. In fact, I'll say I probably would have beaten that one because it was kind of close. If I had known what moves his Pokemon had. Although if I had known about the Blizzard, would I have done anything differently? I don't know. I might not have, because I would have known the Stone Edge was coming. So I wouldn't have risked Dragon Dancing anyway. Yeah, that might have been, even though I was kind of just going into it guessing, that might have been the best chance of success anyway. Because I still wouldn't have known what his other Pokemon were. But anyway, regardless, that was the battle, Maison. That's the last battle we're going to be doing here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know where our statue is. Is it up here? What's this? This is actually a room? No, this is just a door. Can't go in there. Alright, I'm not really sure where our statue is, but I'm going to end things here, because I think at the start of the next episode we're going to have a really cool battle to start things off with. So I will switch back to our regular team, and we will start with that really cool battle. So how's that for a cliffhanger? Anyway, yeah, so I'm sorry it took me so long to get back into this game, but I didn't want to do it while I was focusing on other things as well. I wanted to give it my full attention, which now at last I can do. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and please stay tuned for the next episode. I'll see you all then.